I just washed my face, and since I'm on Accutane, it immediately makes my skin so literally dry. Like my skin's so tight. So I'm gonna put on some moisturizer first before I do my intro. Waking up on Accutane, some days it's like more normal than others, but like today it's just like my skin's just like all peely. I look like a chameleon or like a lizard shedding its skin, but I feel like that's such a good thing. Like I love waking up to see that because I feel like it just shows me that like something's happening with my skin. Today I'm gonna be doing my in-depth makeup routine with acne, and specifically being on Accutane, like having really dry skin and kind of like learning how to do my makeup and navigating it with that. I feel like I've made quite a few videos on TikTok about me like doing my makeup or whatever, but they're always like really sped up and it's very like chopped. It's like to a fun audio, and so I feel like it would be nice to have a YouTube video version of me just like sitting down and actually breaking down what I'm doing. So anyway, I just washed my face with the Good Molecules Rose Water cleanser. I'm not really sure. I actually really like it. It's I talked about it in my last Accutane update video, but I feel like it's been a very good cleanser. It doesn't break me out. So that's what makes a good cleanser for me, is if it doesn't break me out. Next, I then just put on a little bit of my moisturizer, La Roche-Posay. This is the Double Repair Face Moisturizer. I have been liking this moisturizer. I feel like no matter what I do, someone on TikTok is like, that's an awful moisturizer. If it was the CeraVe one, it was the Cetaphil one, and I'm just like, okay, I'll try out something new. So I'm trying out the La Roche now, and it's been fine. My hair's like falling out. Anyway, so I begin by moisturizing and then I use sunscreen. Sunscreen is super vital. Even if you're not on Accutane, sunscreen is amazing. And I think everyone should implement it into their daily routine, but specifically if you're on Accutane, your skin is just so much more sensitive to the sun and it can get agitated a lot more easily. But I just go in. This is the Glossier Invisible Daily Shield. It's a SPF of 35, which like isn't the highest, but I feel like it's good enough. I used to use it all the time and it never really broke me out. All of these products I have been loving and been using. This is what I've been using for the past couple of months, specifically on Accutane. Also, I just bought the Olaplex Lash Bond. I have really sensitive eyes. I used to use Babe Lash when I was literally in the 7th grade. Also, like, who let me have Babe Lash in the 7th grade? But I did use it. My lashes were so long. I remember I had a friend and she was like, your lashes are literally touching your eyebrows. And it's because I was using the Babe Lash, so it really does work. I also would multiple times in the 7th grade be asked if I was doing drugs because my eyes always looked, I like had gotten no sleep or they were just like shot red, like the actual whites in my eyes. And then also like my lash line just looked like it was stained like a dark purple and it just didn't look good. And it probably wasn't healthy for my eyes at all. But recently I've just been seeing a lot about Babe Lash again, but I just know that my eyes probably won't respond well to it unless they've changed their formula since then, which they probably have. But I was at like the beauty store and the girl, I was looking at the lash serums and one of the girls there was like, I have super sensitive eyes and the Olaplex one and this, and then the other one that she listed, she's like, these don't make my eyes red. And so I was like, okay, like I'm willing to try them out. So anyway, I just started using it literally like 3 days ago. So don't look at my lashes. They're not gonna be any longer, but they haven't been making my eyes red. So this like lash serum. So anyway, so far so good. I'm about to do a sponsorship on TikTok with Estee Lauder, which I'm so excited because this is their double wear foundation. And I remember Evelyn using this all the time growing up. So it's just funny that like we're doing a sponsorship for them now because it's Estee Lauder. Like that's so cool. Anyway, but so I used this yesterday and I really liked it. So I kind of want to use it again today. Most of the time I either use a BB cream or just concealer, but I feel like today I want a little bit more full coverage. So I have 3 different shades of this and I think I'm gonna go with 2W1 for this, really, with my acne. So I'm almost done with month 3 of Accutane, which is a little crazy because I feel like we're starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I should expect to start seeing results within the next couple months. And because I feel like everyone, especially on TikTok, they're like, I wasn't until like month 3 that I started noticing a difference, and it wasn't until you know, like all these things. I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, starting to approach those those milestones. So hopefully I start seeing like actual differences in my skin. I upped my dosage. I was on 40 milligrams, so 1 pill a day, and then just every day. And now I'm on 1 40 milligram pill a day, and then I take 2 the next day. So I alternate, which about balances out. So it's 40, 80, which balances, you know, out to like 60 milligrams overall. And I definitely feel like I've been purging again because of that, which is good. Once again, means my skin's responding, but I feel like my skin literally looked clear like a week ago. So I'm like, that's not fun, but it is what it is. I think with like acne and like learning, I just feel grateful for makeup and that like I have the resources to be able to like cover it up essentially, because I feel like my acne has become pretty flat where it makes it like honestly not that hard to cover with makeup. It's just more like when I take off my makeup, I kind of feel gross. Anyway, so I now like to go in. This is a brush from Tarte. Tarte sent me a huge PR package probably like a few months ago, and I literally have loved using so many of their products. Like I've been very impressed. It was like after the whole Dubai trip, and I was like, let's see if this is worth the hype, and it really is. But this is one of their brushes. I don't know what it's called, but if you go to Sephora and you can find, or like Ulta and you find this specific brush, it is so good for applying foundation. I've always been like a sponge girl or just like my fingers, but I've really enjoyed using this brush. I feel like it covers my acne with like full, like it doesn't rub off the foundation, like it still allows it to have the coverage that it needs. Anyway, so I've been using the Tarte concealer for a while, but I wanted to switch it up and use the NARS one. This is like not relatable. Like this is not a relatable thing to say, but I feel very fortunate and grateful. But NARS also sent me a PR package, and it was just a few of their concealers, which was honestly really random, but like really perfect. So I was thinking of, like, I was wanting to get this, so super nice. But this is the NARS concealer. I remember this was one of my first makeup purchases that I ever did with like my own money. That was like not a drugstore product, and I remember literally leaving the store kind of having buyer's remorse because I was like, this was literally $20 and it's this little tube. And so I remember being like, that is my entire babysitting paycheck. Bad move of me. I've been better about doing this, but I am not perfect. Clearly I just forgot. Taking my concealer and putting it on the back of my hand first and then applying it with my fingers, just because I think that spreads like less germs, especially if I have like fresh pimples like that are maybe open, or if I picked up my skin, which I try my best not to do. Anyway, I think it's better to apply it to like the back of your hand, just so the applicator doesn't get super gross like fast. Sometimes I forget, you know? I like to just go directly on the pimples, and I kind of like to just let it sit, and while I let it sit, I just go in and do it on my under eyes. For my under eyes, I honestly just like to use my fingers because I feel like the warmth of my finger melts the concealer into my skin a little bit better and helps it to blend. See, I really like, honestly, this NARS concealer is so good. And then I'm just gonna go in and I kind of just use like a stippling motion when I'm doing my concealer. That way I'm not like spreading it, like I'm just letting it blend exactly where I put it. The most annoying breakouts on my face, like if I could choose to get rid of any breakout, I would choose my lips. A lot of breakouts along the corners of my lips right here. They're so annoying. Like these are the worst pimples. They're so painful because it's just right on your mouth area where you're constantly like talking or chewing, it's just everywhere. And then I just feel like it also like looks gross because it looks like a cold sore, but it's not. I'll go in with setting powder a little bit later, but now I'm gonna move on to like bronzer and blush. I just recently repurchased the Hoola bronzer, and I feel like it's such a throwback because I used to use it all the time, and then I stopped using it for like the past couple of years, and so now we're back on it though. My little life hack with bronzer and blush is to combine the two. So whenever I apply it, I go in and I lather my brush up, load it up in bronzer, and then I go in with my blush like this, and I just tap it a few times. And then I go back to my bronzer, it's like a little concoction, and I just do a few more taps, and then my brush is all loaded. And I like to apply it almost as if I was just applying blush. So I smile, and I start right there, and then I work it up into like my cheekbone area, and then I kind of do swirly motions up into my forehead. I usually avoid my jaw area just because I feel like sometimes I don't blend it enough or something, and it just looks really muddy. So I like to just do this. But I feel like blending the blush and the bronzer gives it just this really natural like flushed glowy look, and I like the way it looks. I then take whatever's left over and I just shimmer it over my nose and then my eyes too. And I really just do this to add some color back into my face. You see that? It's just like a little bit glowy now. So then I go in with my bronzer once again. I'm dipping the bronzer, then I'm dipping the blush, and then dip the bronzer one more time, like a little recipe. And then I'm gonna go in and do it on my left side of my face. And then sometimes I'll just go in and put it down on my neck a little bit. See, voila. And then I'm gonna go in with, oh no, this lost a lid. So that pretty much is it for skin. I'm now gonna go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. This is literally the prettiest packaging I think I've ever seen in my life. This is an eyeshadow palette from Gucci. It is just so pretty. It's like, I feel like what would be in like a fairy tale, like this is what like a Barbie princess would have. It is just an eyeshadow palette, but it's really pretty. And oh, why haven't I been using this mirror? This is literally huge, you guys can see. There you are on my candle because I don't have a tripod. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this brown color right here. It's just like a warm brown, honestly pretty similar to my bronzer shade. And I just take a little bit on my finger. And I just like to apply a little bit of this in the center of my lid. I feel like since I have blue eyes, it helps my blue eyes to pop a little bit more, and it's just like a natural, especially during the summer. See, it's funny because like during the winter, I feel like I avoid bronzer honestly because I'm so pale that like it looks not very natural. So I'm more just like stick to blush. But now it's starting to get warmer and I've gotten some color because I've gone on vacation a few times. Like, I love to really accentuate the bronze and do eyeshadow like this. And so sometimes I feel like I wear more makeup in the summer just because I'm having more fun with it. Now that I've done that, I go in with my like brush that I use for bronzer and I kind of just smudge it out a little bit. And then that's literally it. Majority of the time spent doing my makeup is just for like my skin. Doing my eyelashes and my eyebrows takes like 2 seconds, I feel like. So I just go in and I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm using the Shiseido eyelash curler. This has been my tried and true. Is that even a phrase? This has been my tried and true. Is that a thing? I don't know. All I know is this has been my ride or die since like I was literally 12. Evelyn, my older sister, introduced me into this lash curler and I have never betrayed it. Like it literally, anytime I've ever tried using any other eyelash curler, I'm like, wow, this really sucks. I wish I had my Shiseido. This one, if you need a good lash curler, I'd highly recommend. I then am going to apply a little bit of brow gel. All I do for my brows is these two bad boys. I've also not strayed from these in a long time. It's the Glossier Boy Brow and then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, the clear one. So this is actually the blonde version of the Boy Brow because they were out of the brunette one. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I like the blonde version a little bit better because I've not been into like, my eyebrows are already pretty dark. Like the hairs kind of don't want to make them look darker, and I feel like sometimes the brunette would do that. And so I feel like this blonde is just the perfect shade to give them a tint and then fill them in where they're sparse, but like not overdo it. I just do that, let it dry for a second, and then I go in with the clear brow gel. If you go back and literally watch one of my makeup videos from when I was 12, I'm using a lot of the same products. Like, but when you find what works, like, why fix something that's not broken? So I just go in and I apply a little bit of mascara. I don't have an insane lash routine. I literally just do a few blinks and then I call it a day. And then I'm gonna go in with my clear brow gel and then I'm gonna just spool over these like this. And my lips are drier than the Sahara Desert. Also, look how cute my sweatshirt is. It says Cowgirl Era. It's from the brand She Is Gracie Lou. On Instagram, it's so cute. So I'm just taking my massive Aquaphor that's as big as my head and I'm just applying this for my lips today. I have another chapstick. It's called Corda by Dr. Dance and that is the best chapstick I've ever used. I literally don't have to I barely have to reapply it during the day because it's so thick and moisturizing that like it just lasts so long. I've never used a chapstick like it before, but I posted about it on my Instagram story and I got a lot of DMs actually saying the same thing. And a lot of people are like, this is an amazing chapstick, but be careful if you use it long term because it has a steroid in it that reduces inflammation. And that's why it helps like with dry chapped lips. They're like, but that can like ultimately thin out your lips, like the skin on your lips if you use it for too long. So they're just saying like be aware of that. But so I've been trying to, if I don't need to use it, then I haven't been using it just the past couple of days. But when I'm really dry, I use it. Anyway, so Aquaphor is what I use. Like I said, sometimes I get slits on the side of my mouth. Someone said that was because of a B12 deficiency, which maybe is true. But I also just think I'm just really dry because of Accutane. Wow, my lips feel crusty today. Why are they so crusty dusty today? Okay, well, I think that's it. You can leave now. Yeah, and then I just need to brush my hair. I crimped it yesterday, so it's just kind of like leftover crimps. But who is texting me? Okay, I'm gonna do it up close. My skin's kind of still crusty, so don't look too close. Maybe like blur your vision a little bit. This is the after with my makeup. It's good enough. It gets the job done. I feel like this makeup routine has helped me to feel confident during my journey of acne and being on Accutane, and it's really helped me to feel like my skin is manageable by wearing makeup, and so I'm grateful for that. I feel like it's given me the needed confidence to get through this journey. So my heart goes out to any of you that are also struggling with acne. It really is not fun. Like it's lame. I feel like there's definitely worse things in life. I'm grateful for the resources I have to be able to help cure my Accutane, to help be able to cure my acne, but my heart also goes out to those that are struggling with it because I get it and it's just like, just dumb. Like, I feel like you wake up and you're like, this is so like, why? Like I'm doing everything right, quote unquote, and it's just like my skin's still breaking out. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching my in-depth makeup tutorial. It's just like me talking about the products that I'm using and what I've liked and what's worked for me, but it's gonna be different for everyone. So, but thank you for tuning in and I'll see you guys in my next video. How long have I been recording? Almost 30 minutes. This will probably only be like a 10-minute video though. Evelyn knows how to cut it down and make me not ramble. So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, did I ever introduce myself? I'm Marla. Okay, now we're good. We got that out of the way. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.